Assalamu alaikum and hello to my dear student. Welcome back to my video. Before we proceed to our lesson today, let we memorize our tagline, what it is. Okay, so say with me, the more you learn, the more you earn. So at the end of the lesson, students should be able to define metabolism and its type. Second, characterize the general properties of enzyme. Third, correlate the mechanism of an enzyme action with the temperature, pH, substrate and enzyme concentration. And the last one is to explain the application of the enzyme in our daily life. Are you ready for our lesson, student? And are you ready to go deeper, student?
This is our body system. Our body system is very complex, and we as human have so many body systems that works together to make us survive. So it is important for us to take care of our body system. I want you to know that in our body system there are many chemical reactions that occur within it. So today we will gonna learn about something that have strong relation with the chemical processes that occur within our body system. It is called as metabolism.
I promise to make it as short as possible just for you, my students. Let's look at the subtopic 5.1 is about metabolism. First, can you guess what is metabolism? Okay, let me tell you. In simple definition, metabolism is about all chemical reactions that occur in all living organisms. There are two types of metabolism, which are anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism is a process of creating larger substances from smaller substances. Meanwhile, catabolism is a process of breaking down larger substances to form smaller substances.
Hey student, wait! Before we continue to the next part, I have an activity for you to strengthen your knowledge about this.
We already know about metabolism, then let's go to know about the enzyme. Now, we are in subtopic 5.2. So what is enzyme? Enzyme is an organic catalyst that is made up mainly from protein and is created by living cell organism. Enzyme function in speeding up biochemical reaction that occur within the living organism. So next, do you know why most of enzyme end with letter A, S, E like lactase, protease, lipase, amylase and so on? To answer your question, it is because of the naming standard given by International Union of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology. Are you understand? So, just like you, enzyme also have some characteristic. Among of its characteristics are enzyme act rapidly, enzyme speed up biochemical reaction, enzyme structure remain unchanged and not destroyed after the reaction, enzyme required in small quantities and still reusable. The reaction of the enzyme are specific due to the presence of active site. Enzymatic activity can be stopped by enzyme inhibitor. Most of reaction catalyzed are reversible, and the last one is some enzyme need cofactor to work more efficiently. Hello my student, Are you there? Are you still listening to me? Hello? Hello class? Hello? Welcome back. Hi. Sorry for the technical issue just now. Maybe I don't pay for a premium plan for making this video. That's why it's become like this. Never mind. We continue to our lesson. Do you know we have two types of the enzyme, which are intracellular enzyme and extracellular enzyme? But today, I want to focus just on extracellular enzyme because it is important for you to know how it are produced by a cell. Let's go. Production of extracellular enzyme started when ribosome produced specific protein, synthesized protein into the lumen of rough endoplasmic reticulum and are transported through it. Then, transport vesicle is formed at the end of RER to move the proteins towards the Golgi apparatus. The proteins are modified into enzyme and secreted into secretory vesicle at the Golgi apparatus. Secretory vesicle move to the plasma membrane and fuse with the membrane, allowing extracellular enzyme to be secreted outside the cell. So it can be said that enzyme production generally began at the ribosome and then RER and then Golgi apparatus before secreted by membrane plasma. Are you understand so far, students? So before we go into next part, I want you to watch this short clip first.
The first theory, lock and key model, was proposed by Emil Fischer in 1894. In this model, the lock is an enzyme and the key is the substrate. Only a correctly sized key, that is, the substrate, fits into the keyhole, that is, an active site of the lock, that is an enzyme. This model explains enzyme specificity, but it fails to explain the stabilization of the transition state that enzyme achieves.
I want to ask you something. What do you get from the previous clip? Yes, correct. This clip about lock and key model. The idea of this model is very simple that you can understand easily, where it states that the binding of a molecule substrate on an active site of enzyme is specific, which illustrates as lock and key combination. Let we jump into the effect of temperature, pH, substrate concentration, enzyme concentration to the enzymatic activity. Are you already boring, student? Just a little more and then you can check your boyfriend and girlfriend after this, okay? Wait for the class finish first. So we go to the first one, which is effect of temperature. The rate of reaction catalyzed by enzyme is slow at low temperature and high temperature. If the temperature is too high, the enzyme will be denatured. The enzyme needs the ideal temperature to function well. Like in our body, enzyme function well at around 37 degrees Celsius. Next is the effect of pH value on the enzyme. Most enzymes are active between pH 6 and 8. However, several enzymes can also react successfully outside of this pH range. You all must remember that the drastic shift in pH value will cause the structural chemical bond to break and the active site of enzyme to change, and then enzyme will be denatured. Other than that, we also have effect of substrate concentration on the enzymatic action. If the concentration of enzyme remain constant, listen carefully. If the concentration of the enzyme remain constant while the concentration of substrate is increased, the reaction rate controlled by enzyme will also increase. At the maximum level, the concentration of enzyme become a limiting factor, because at that time enzyme becomes saturated towards the substrate. The last one is the effect of enzyme concentration on the enzymatic action. The rate of enzyme reaction will increase when the concentration of enzyme increase due to the presence of the more active site. At the maximum level, the concentration of the substrate become a limiting factor, because at that time there are no more available enzyme to react with the excess substrate. Do you understand so far, my student? Do you have any question to ask? So if not, let's go to the last part of our lesson. The last part that we're gonna learn is about application of enzyme in our daily life. For your information, the commercial sector has made extensive use of enzyme which were synthesized and taken from natural sources like bacteria. There are special type of enzyme that has been used in the commercial sector called as immobilized enzyme. I say again, immobilized enzyme. It is an enzyme that can combine with inert and insoluble substances to increase the resistance towards change in factor such as pH and temperature. Enzymes are everywhere. The milk have lactose, the juice have cellulose, the detergent have amylase, protease and lipase, and many other examples that you can find by yourself. So student, that's all the lesson for today.
Hey student, wait! Before we continue to the next part, I have an activity for you to strengthen your knowledge about this.
So, this slide show a recap for you. I include just a important key point for you to memorize back what you have learned today. So, I think that's all for today.
Hey, no. Before we end this lesson, I need to state the moral value. This lesson teach you about the complexity of our metabolism and the enzyme reaction that benefit us. So take care of it as much as possible so that we can be at our best every day, the best version of ourselves. So that's all for today, and
I hope this lesson can achieve the learning outcome, the learning objective. So see you next time, and I want to say thank you for your cooperation. That's all. Assalamualaikum.